Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Sorry, I had a metronome. I was hitting record and there was a metronome going. Let's see if I can change that.
Classic music person.
I know. Like happens all the time.
I remember my first recording.
Is it Heartcast Media?
No.
Oh shoot! Sorry about that.
Oh, somebody. That's worse than a metronome, I think.
Someone
Party
from the
foul.
future. The Jetsons.
It is. It's the future calling. I gotta go.
We're
It's
in
the future
now.
from the 80s. Actually, when
That's
was the
right. Now.
Yeah, what was the Jetsons? They were like the future, but it was actually like 1992, probably.
Kind of there.
Yeah.
Well, supposedly there were like a bunch of movies, like Soylent Green was set for 2022.
2022.
Yeah. They're people.
It's people.
Yeah.
Sorry, everyone.
And boy, did they
Spoiler.
have it wrong. Just kidding. The whole world's on fire. But whatever. Happy New Year.
It's frozen.
Yeah, that's right. It's either frozen or it's on fire.
Everyone's
It's
been
like,
stuck on the highway for 24 hours.
Seriously,
You
man.
were?
Do you know anybody that got stuck?
I wasn't.
oh, God.
But in Virginia, they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they were.
Yeah,
Craziness.
Yeah, I had to make the obligatory smartass post yesterday. I was like, so I heard it's snowing because like everybody was supposed to.
Look at where I'm at. Look at me. Sunshine and rainbows.
Well, sunshine anyway, but
Not all of us can say that.
I
Right.
know. I'm sorry. I was about to like keep going and I was like, let me just reel this in. I was coming up with names for the snowstorm, like old wet ass 2022. I thought that was a contender.
They called it. They had a snowball fight,
Oh, yeah.
and they called it
Snowmicron
Snowmicron.
or whatever.
Snowmicron.
Snowmicron.
Snowmicron. Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Man, what a mess. Well,
Too
I'm glad
soon?
to see you
Not
here.
really, because that's where we are.
That's where we
Exactly.
are. It's just the way it is.
Well, you know it's bad when like Colorado's on fire and DC's covered in snow. It's like, wait, isn't it supposed to be the opposite? Well,
Yeah. Oh, pig. Look at that. Look at him flying.
nobody should be on fire, really, but
No.
what a mess. What a mess. So, Happy New Year, man. I have a fun game for us to play.
All right.
All right.
Let's go.
I've been thinking of this for like at least 20 minutes. I'm just kidding. All right, so here's the game. We're all gonna come up with 2 predictions for podcasting in 2022. And one is gonna be something that you really believe, and then something has to be completely absurd. And then at the end of the year, we're gonna see which one actually happened because my money is on
Not
completely
prepared
absurd.
For this. I was not prepared for
Me
this
either.
at all.
But that's why it's going to be fun.
All right,
Exactly.
Molly, lead it off, Molly, because you've had 20 minutes ahead of us here.
That's right. So, well, you know, I hadn't actually thought that far in advance, but I'll give it my best shot. All right. So, all right. Well, we'll start with the real one, and then that gives everybody time to think about the crazy one.
Okay.
So, I think podcasting numbers are going to continue to boom. I think they're already back on the rise. You know, like they're going back to pandemic levels, even though people aren't necessarily in pandemic lockdown. I mean, a little bit, but not as much. I think branded podcasts are going to be a lot more front and center. You know, intentional content, companies creating content. I think there's going to be major disruption with the podcast advertising dollars, like all the money that's going into podcast advertising and leaving other spaces, I think is going to be really disruptive to a lot of industries. And I think we're going to see a whole lot of fraud. I think we're going to see a whole lot of people
Like
getting in
what?
trouble for inflating numbers, companies getting bad money, taking bad deals. I think that it's like in the wild, wild west of, you know, like opportunities right now. And I think some of the wrong people are going to come into that space and it's not super regulated. So I think we're going to see more fallout and fuckery from all the like mergers and acquisitions, and anytime you have billions of dollars in an industry, there's going to be some fuckery. So,
Yep. There's going to be people trying to cheat the system and make money in not so healthy ways.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's my real prediction for 2022.
Those are good ones, man. You took all the good ones.
Oh, I probably should have just said one.
I'll say what Molly says.
No, wait.
Ditto. Adam says ditto.
Yeah, that's what I say also.
So I haven't had a chance to think about this either. Let's see. Realistic. We're just doing realistic ones right now.
We're doing
right?
realistic first.
Because I got a crazy one, but we'll save that one. I mean, mine's pretty safe, I guess. I'm seeing a lot of people that are hinting at, including yours truly, hinting at getting training platforms rolling to help podcasters elevate their production quality, their content quality, just helping us all become better podcasters. And I think that's awesome. Ariel Nissenblatt from Squadcast and Sounds Profitable posted something about how, hey, when you're getting all these ideas about making these new platforms, why don't you, and I don't know what she's referring to, but I, of course, applied it to my own thing. Like, why don't you check and make sure somebody else isn't already doing that? And yes, there are some training platforms for podcasters out there, but not ones that I think have been super helpful so far. So I think there's going to be, and along with that, the diversity element. I'm looking forward to seeing more BIPOC people, leading the way, and that's what I'm here to help do the best I can in my own way. So,
big bang boom. All right, Adam, no pressure.
So, there's a couple ways to play it, I guess. But I'm going to go this way. I think that this last year, 2020 was a big year for USB microphones. USB microphones used to be garbage. Then some good ones came out, and then everybody cared. 2021 came around, people could go back outside, people could get back together. And so you saw a lot of, at least from my end of things, I can only see what people buy, not what they do with them. But they were buying more mixers, and they were buying multiple microphones. They were doing podcasts together, which I don't think is gone. But I think that with, at least presently, with COVID, and we're all finding efficiencies, like, we kind of went back, and you know what? This way, it doesn't suck so bad. That you're going to see a gravitation toward, or preference more towards creating this way, I think, than the in-a-room podcast scenario. So I think that you'll use more tools like Riverside than you will, like, there will be no podcast mixer bigger than a Rodecaster.
Right.
There's no, the people that buy the ones that have more inputs don't use 6 inputs for a podcast.
Right,
No.
right.
So I think that things like the Shure MV7 found its place. Maybe some other products like that are hybrid, that, like, you may not use it for the group setting, but you don't want to shoot yourself in the foot and invest in something that's a one-trick pony.
Right.
The hope is going to be that people actually pick, and I think that it kind of lends on what you both said. Like, people got to step the game up. People got to, like, take things up a notch, invest in themselves, kind of thing. So hopefully you'll see a rise in people actually caring about product quality and the value that it provides, and the separation between the people that are just getting into it and are not invested in the full medium of podcasting, and those that are into it. And it doesn't need to be, I'm not saying these, $250, MV7. You got the gear that makes it work, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I think that this medium is around to stay, this one, this year.
Yes.
I agree.
And I think that we'll see more enhancements around that, and having that feel and be commonplace. It's still, for those in the know, it's the jam. But I think you'll see a welcoming of it.
I think so too. I think people were like, "Yeah, we're gonna get back together again," and then it's like, "No, this is too complicated."
This is just month to month. Yeah, this is just for now. No, it's not.
And it's
Here to
not
stay.
right, and it's not going anywhere. And I think businesses and other people saw people have success with the podcast, but thought it was going to be fleeting. And now they're realizing, no, podcasts have been here, and they're definitely not going anywhere. And just all the benefits of being able to go remote. I mean, from a business perspective, we have global clients, you know?
Yep.
We produce a podcast out of Belgium right now. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
So like anything is possible. But at the same time, our clients can interview people in other countries, and they couldn't do that before in my studio in DuPont Circle.
Yeah.
You know, not to mention the time traveling, parking, and then now you got to say, is everybody tested? When did you get tested? You know what I mean? There's so many other influences now. It's like, why? It's almost a little nostalgic, but at the end of the day, it's really not convenient at all.
You know, and I still lean, if I were going to do, I'd like to be in a room with people. Like, I feed off people's energy. Like, I like that energy. Like, if I'm going to have a meeting at work, efficiency-wise, I want to do it this way.
Right.
I want to be able to have my notes, do my thing, but like, sometimes you need more. Sometimes you need that kind of human interaction, and you just vibe off of each other, and it's a little easier. There's no other distractions. You're in a room with the people. So, like, I'm not saying that that's going away, and I think that I think at a certain point, creating a studio, whether other people come to it, there's value to it, right? If you could, Molly, where you are, have someone with you locally, I don't know. It'll be interesting because, like, I could see value in doing it, but like, if you create this way, then it's actually not as good to do that in that one space because you have different. You've kind of negated the multi-track, all the things we talked about like that are important about recording. Like, to do this in the same. I had the experience when we did it at the store. We did our streams. We used StreamYard, and when there were multiple people of us in one space, it actually was quite difficult to figure it out.
Yeah.
It's easier so we would go to separate areas of the store and stream it ourselves.
That's hilarious.
Because it was just easier just to give the guy a webcam than to say, okay, we need this lens and this, and we're going to switch videos and like production.
And on top of it, you get mic bleed with all the people in the same room. Like, from a production standpoint, this is more isolated. It's easier to edit. It sounds better because we're all separate in our own space.
I wonder if there's a world where you could be set up to do both.
I am.
Like, you won't, but you can do it, but your space is not set up for multi-mics right there.
Yes, it is.
As an interview setup?
Absolutely. And I do, that's what I do for
challenge accepted.
That's
I know.
right.
I'm like,
I will send some pictures in of the one client I have that I do in-person interviews, and half the time it's 3 to 5 people in one room, and then I'm the only one wearing a mask.
sweet.
Let's not go there. But
What could go wrong?
The other half of the time is two co-hosts that are both psychologists, and we're talking to someone via Riverside. So I have my mix pre with 2 mics. I have a headphone box. It's not easy. It's complicated. I bring my camera. So you know, but I can do it.
But you can do it. It's not that it's not possible. I'm guessing the question is, like,
easier to do it this way.
You're a seasoned professional and you know how to make that work.
Right.
I would venture to say that most podcasters are not seasoned audio professionals. They're enough to be dangerous and they can figure it out. But to do something like that took a little. We've talked about it before. I mean, putting some effort and planning into things can make a lot of difference. And once you figure that out, now for you, it's like, oh, of course, whatever. Like, no big deal. But nevertheless, I think the trend for this is to stay around. And I think that there'll be a lot more around this sort of creation, this sort of multi-stream creation.
Yes.
All right, let's get crazy with it. Now that we're all fired up, got the juices flowing.
This is what I think is going to happen. It's going to be like some Lost in Space shit. Spotify is going to buy the show that I like literally hate myself for watching. Every time I watch it, I'm like, why? When did I lose all of my respect for myself? I think Spotify is going to buy everything, self-implode, go bankrupt, and then all these like homeless podcasters will be wandering around the planet looking for a new home.
I love it.
And Joe Rogan is going to beam up in his spaceship.
See, that was my crazy one, is that Joe Rogan gets booted from Spotify or he leaves because they start censoring him too much.
He might leave and just pay whatever contract fee.
Yeah.
Or he could run for president. Ooh, that's like a 50-50. That could be the wild card right there.
What was his minimum? I saw somebody wrote about his minimum ad fee for his show right now. It's like $1 million or something like that.
He's the fucking Super Bowl of podcasting. That's what
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw some chart on the internet, which is always correct, but and it had like share of ear, and it was like Joe Rogan was like this, and then it was like CNN Associated Press, and I was like,
that's
well, that
what's wrong
explains
with
a few
the
things
world right now.
What's too crazy to come true, but could maybe still happen?
Exactly.
People will know what good audio is.
Shut.
We're working on it. We're working on it.
That's just out of line, Adam. That's just
I'm sorry. That came off wrong.
Pie in the sky.
My hope and dream is that people do know and listen.
Dude, so Alex Hermosi, and like, we need to tag him in this, Lord, when you do the show notes, please tag him in this. Alex Hermosi wrote that book, $100 Million Offers, that I'm like super jazzed about. It's like fantastic book. And I saw a notification that he has like a podcast. I was like, oh, sweet. And so I like subscribed to it. And I get the first episode. I'm pumped. It's like 7 minutes. I'm like, perfect. He seems to do them every couple of days. I open up. Sounds like he's recording from a fucking tuna can. I'm like, bro, you can't tell people that you make $12 million a week and then sound like that. Like, I can't listen
Like
to your
this?
podcast. I refuse to listen
like
to
this?
it. It's worse than that. It sounds like he's recording it on speakerphone in his bathroom while he's on the shitter. It's like so bad. And I'm like, come on, Alex, man. Like, why are you even doing this, man? Like, I can't do it. I can't do it.
It's interesting. It's interesting in podcasting that like, and I guess it's kind of nice in a way to a point, but like content supersedes everything. Most of the time.
Well, and people like to think it does, but
yeah, you do sound like garbage. That sounds worse than any headset I've ever worn.
What are you talking to right now? Like a metal straw? That's what it sounds like.
That's basically, it's a plastic straw.
Oh my God.
You're like, welcome to Wendy's. Can I take your order? That's what it sounds like.
That's pretty much it.
Like
It's a
Logitech
from
every call center ever.
That's exactly it. It's a Logitech whatever, $390 or whatever, the $30 special that people think, hey, this is fine for my guest. This is fine for me as a podcaster. It's a headset mic.
The Logitech Jesus H Christ is what it is.
That's right. So if this is, this is what Adam is willing to not happen, and me too. I'm 100% with Adam on this.
That's still better than a laptop microphone, though.
Maybe. In some ways, I can make a laptop microphone sound good when I have to.
Oh, really?
It sounds like the mic is jammed up your nostril.
Well, what if you have your lips on it?
Better than being jammed up somewhere else.
I don't know what this sounds like, but it sounds probably similar to this.
Wow. All right, well, before we get into mics, Marcus, we still need your crazy prediction.
I did mine. It was Joe Rogan. You kind of stole half of it. Yeah, it was Joe Rogan.
We'll allow it.
Yeah. I did it.
Now let's talk about microphones. First thing I need you to do is throw that fucking thing out the window, Marcus.
Take it off and don't ever put it back on.
Throw it at a kid, pretend it's a snowball.
It's nice. It's fun to be on this side of things. I see what you guys are living. I see the way you guys live. On the not terrible microphone side of things.
Yeah. I really like the microphone you're using, Adam. Why don't you tell me about that a little bit?
This guy is a dark horse. This is not
you're too close to it now.
You don't see this guy too often. This is the Audix USB 12. It's a very classy.
It sounds good.
Ooh, it's like a podium mic.
It's got a
now
fancy.
You
can. It's got a little push to talk. Mute it. Very, very classy.
And it's USB only?
USB only.
That'd be killer if it was USB and XLR.
¿Cuántos
USB
cuestas?
only. Although it's got a headphone out that I'm not using. So
it does. Can you hear it with zero latency monitoring?
Well, let's find out.
Real time, right here. It's live.
Hello.
Can you hear yourself?
Hard to say.
You can't hear yourself?
Oh, but I'm not using that as my interface.
You can't hear us.
And we're back.
Could you hear yourself?
No.
Okay, so it does not.
No, I couldn't hear you. I might have maybe hear me. It's hard to. I couldn't tell.
I can
It's so
never hear
natural.
myself. I
It's
don't
so
know.
natural.
It's so natural. It just sounds like my natural voice in my head. But it is cool. It's 12-inch gooseneck microphone.
Right in your face.
Move it. Metal.
Just like
all
I like
metal.
it.
Everything about it's metal.
It's very low pro.
And it's not a lot of money. It's,
Yeah, how much? ¿Cuántos cuestas, mi amor?
¿Cuántos cuestas?
Ooh,
Oh, easy,
the
Molly.
Spanish.
I didn't mean to call you my love, though. My bad. Tell your wife I'm sorry. I meant to say mi amigo. I don't know. It just gets a little confusing sometimes. If you're listening, I'm sorry.
169.
What, bro?
not
That's not
bad
bad
at
at
all.
all, man. That's not.
That sounds good,
for the,
man.
For the business professional that wants to look the part, sound
Yeah.
the part, without something big and goofy in their face, if that's their ish. We got you.
And it actually picks up less of your reverberant room as well.
Yes.
It really does. That other mic
compared
was a
to
little
the Apogee
echoey.
mic you've been using, which sounds great, but it picks up everything in the room.
And
This one does not.
this one is helping with your lack of mic control.
Is it?
But if you get too far away, I think you
particularly bad
completely-
this evening.
Well, no, it's like Marcus was just saying, if you like lean or kind of talk with the other one, you really disappear. With this one, you just get a little lower. But the Apogee mic was so far away from you already that any movement off mic, we'd lose you.
True.
But 169? Dude, that's a solid microphone, man. We should put that on the podcast equipment guide of 2022.
Yeah, and it's not new. It's just kind of a sleeper. A lot of people don't know too much about it. Gets the job done.
I really like it. I could see my lawyer clients really liking that microphone. I could see my business clients, like the ones who are like, I don't want to. Okay, cool. Just put this little peanut in your face.
That's it. Better than a lavalier. Better than because no clothing noise.
Right.
No, none of that nonsense.
And it's not a mile away from you like these crappy cheapo
Right.
Amazon
'Cause
specials.
You must have more shitty microphones. For a guy that knows audio, you own more shitty microphones than anyone.
It's like we talked about in the last show. I'm doing this so other people, I'm doing this for you, so that other people don't buy this stuff.
I will come to terms with that statement and allow for this to happen.
For you, Adam. I'm doing this for you because these are so crappy. I'm going to show everybody how crappy these stupid things are.
It sounds so bad.
Doesn't it? But it was only $16.
Oh my God, are you serious?
It's awful. It does have a headphone out though. Even the Snowball doesn't have that.
It sounds like you're making music in 1905.
Right? This is a little better, right?
Like into a gramophone.
A gramophone. Not a grandma phone, but a grand.
like
Sorry,
a
that's a bad
full-on-
joke.
Oh, terrible.
We're just going to pretend that didn't happen.
The snowball sound. Are you on the snowball right now?
I am on the Snowball now. Yes.
Worse. It sounds worse.
It does sound worse.
Wait,
It sounds
wait,
worse.
talk into it. Let's do a real test. Say
This
something.
is the Snowball microphone, and I'm closer than anybody would normally be because they'll have it sitting way down here by their keyboard.
You on their keyboard, exactly.
Oh crap! I just started.
It's time for the
I
metronome.
started recording.
It's time for the metronome.
Yeah. So when you get close to it, it's not terrible, but you think the $16 Amazon special. This is $50. $50, and
I'm not enjoying myself, Marcus.
it's huge. It doesn't have headphones output, so you can't hear yourself.
You're driving Adam to drink
I like
more.
that's my goal in life. Crap! Now
I'm not drinking for January.
Good for you.
But the problem is one of my very good friends is coming to visit me on Saturday, so I'm going to have to put that on pause for like a week and then maybe just roll it over into February a week.
It's fine. It's always next January.
Who needs self-control? I feel like it's totally overrated.
Who needs it?
So you like this better than the Snowball?
No.
No.
I
Okay.
don't. I really don't.
Okay.
He doesn't like any of it.
The Snowball distorted more.
It
Oh,
did.
well, I might have just had the level.
That one
too
just
loud.
sounds like Molly said, like you literally took a tin can
Yeah.
and plugged
It is
a
a tin
wire
can.
into it.
I opened this up to see what the element was because it actually looks kind of cool for $16.
Look at the little RE20 knockoff.
Yeah, but all the electronics are in the bottom of it right here, and this is just one empty can. It's literally a can, and then you have the element that's glued in. I can't get to it to see what it's. So this is a disposable microphone. If you care anything about the planet, don't buy these cheap Amazon knockoffs because they're all
Nobody cares about the planet.
That's true.
I wonder how many, it is amazing how many microphones there are out there. And in my experience of there, at a certain point, there's like nuance to microphones and they can get pretty cool. In podcast world, that's like around $300 for a microphone, and then things start to sound different and interesting. It's remarkable that there's thousands of different microphones out there, and people buy every single one of them.
But too many of them buy the Blue Yeti.
But there's true. But something's kind of it's not like fashion. It's not like flavor of the week. Like it's functional.
Right.
A car has 4 wheels. The microphone sounds like this, and it's good for every podcast. There's reason one might sound better in your voice, or there's at a certain point. But for the most part, it's like there's a lot of stuff out there, but there's a couple that are like the ones that have proven their worth, and that people agree that this is you use this and it sounds good, right?
Yeah.
SM7B, MV7,
MV7, yeah.
RE20, there are reasonable and pod mic,
Yeah.
Audio Technica 2040, the Zoom. There's ones that are made for but then there's 1,000 other ones that are not. It's where did you decide that the one that you just bought for $16 that sounds terrible? Who else buys that?
I know, right?
And who writes a good review for it? And where was someone's like, oh man, you know what? I gotta sound like that.
We could find them and we could harass them
Have
on
them on our
Facebook.
show. Have them on our show. We should have them on our show. We should try and find all these people that are doing it wrong.
That's true.
And have them on our show.
then
have an
berate them
intervention.
publicly.
That's our promise to you in 2022.
How does this sound?
We're coming for you.
That's right.
How does this mic sound?
Also bad.
Not
Yeah.
terrible.
This is earbuds, monoprice earbuds, $15. So
Better
instead of the
than
Apple
both.
ones.
Better than both of the previous
Yeah.
microphones.
Right? Isn't that surprising? But
Except you gotta hold
up here.
it like that the
Yeah,
whole time,
if
like
you
you're
put it
smoking
down
a
here,
joint.
that's me.
Like you're smoking an invisible joint.
For some of it's more comfortable than others. But so actually, I actually kind of lied, Adam. I'm not doing this for you, this video comparing all these crap mics. The purpose of my video, which should be out by the time this episode airs, is to demonstrate the options that podcasters have if they need to send one of their guests a mic and they don't have one. What is the best option to send them if I don't want to spend $250 to send a guest, a one-time guest, a microphone to be on my podcast? What is a viable option that will actually work, that will sound better than a laptop microphone? And I will include a laptop microphone so that you can hear the difference. So
Make sure you
that's
include
why-
a can with a string in it.
Well, that's this one. This $15 Amazon special is pretty much the same thing.
$15 shipping included.
Yeah.
Remarkable.
Yeah, 2-day.
And 3
delivery for
children,
Prime.
only 3 children had to die to make that microphone.
Exactly.
I mean, and the economics of it, just don't make any, you sell it for $15, including shipping.
Yeah.
You pay Amazon 15%. You had to get it to Amazon. You got to pay them fees. You had to make the thing. So they had to order tens of thousands.
Right.
And they had to pay 50 cents to $1
Yep.
maybe.
Yeah.
And Like
and it was a
shipping?
limited time deal. The regular price is $20, so I saved
All right.
$4, but
$20.
Yeah.
Like looking at a box, I mean, I guess Amazon has special cool rates. So let's just say shipping is like $2. Like, I don't know. What are they making?
I mean, that's a super valid
$5?
point. That's a super valid point. Like, what is this costing them? And yeah, they ordered bulk for sure. So, like, somewhere there's a warehouse full of those things. And I
they're
bet you
gonna
like
sell
10 out of 15 of them don't even work.
They're going to sell all of them.
Probably.
Yeah. But here's the thing that I want to make sure listeners walk away with. People who don't care about their listeners. That's my theory.
No,
I
think
should go
it's
on
people who don't
Amazon
know.
for that microphone and email everybody that wrote a review.
Well, it's people that don't know any better, or people who are more worried about saving $20 than investing in a tool that is worth trying to please your listeners. Because I can understand, if you can't afford the extra $20, Godspeed to you. But
What's the tin can called?
I don't even know. It's some goofy name. I'll make sure a link is in the show notes. It was hard to find. I got it because of the form factor.
Don't include it in the notes.
Yeah. But what I wanted to say was that, to Adam's point about the shipping and everything, the reason why you want to spend $250 on an MV7 compared to $20 or $50 for a blue Snowball is not just the audio quality. That is obviously the biggest payoff, especially long term. But it's also because you're supporting a reputable company that can actually give you support if you need it. And you're going to be getting it from a supplier like Adam, who can help you if you ever run into problems, if you need help with it, give you support, that sort of thing. So, the Amazon stuff comes with zero support, but I'm actually returning it. So I'm actually not buying. I'm gonna send it back after doing my test.
Well, that's slightly redeeming.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
the one
know.
benefit.
It's amazing.
I think the people that buy a microphone like that are just like kids on the internet, like people that want to like record TikToks and like people who just, I don't think they really know any better,
And that's fine for the kids having fun. Absolutely. But if you're doing a podcast that you, even as a hobby, it's, would you call yourself a hobbyist photographer if you used the Instamatic cameras only and didn't actually even just get a point and shoot camera?
I think really what it represents is like I have a friend, Katie Nelson, and, I got her set up with like a proper microphone. And then after that, she was like, damn you, you've ruined me. Now I can't be on these calls with these heathens without microphones. She's like, I never noticed before. And now I can't handle it, Yeah. And then when I upgraded and got this microphone and the like Sony, she was like, I want that too. And I just like literally went on Amazon and Podcast Outfitters and ordered her the exact same setup because she's like, you've literally ruined me, But had she not heard the difference, herself,
right,
she would have never noticed. And I think that's a majority of people. However, I do think that there is like subconscious decisions that you make in your mind based on the quality of that sound. So even though maybe somebody doesn't necessarily notice, it's saying a lot of things about your business, about your professionalism. I think even on sales calls and shit, like I use my microphone for sales calls, man. Like, and everybody's like, wow, you sound so good. I'm like, yeah, man, because like I want you to hire me first of all, but like it makes a difference. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to sound terrible, but I think a majority of people just don't know. And then especially if they hear their voice with a microphone and then without, it's like you ruin them. You know what I mean? But so many people just aren't. I don't know why. I don't know why there's, a resistance there. And I don't mean with the people that like don't have the money for it. I'm talking specifically about people who make enough money to buy a $200 microphone all day long.
Right.
And they just don't. And they haven't. And it's 18 months in.
Right.
But, I guess if it's working for them, it's working for them. But I think the people that invest, it's like Alex Hormozy. I really want to reach out to them and be like, man, like, what do we got to do? Because like, you're killing me. And like, you can get away with this on Facebook, but you can't get away with this on an audio only platform because people are on iTunes and listening to super high quality content. They get to yours and they can't turn it off fast enough. You're working against yourself. Now, every time his podcast notification comes in, I just swipe it out of the way because I'm not going to listen to that shit. You know what I mean? So it's like, it really does matter. And it might not matter to everybody, but it might matter to that one person that you really needed to hear your content who could make a huge difference in your bottom line. Especially from my side, when you're talking about branded podcasts, like it's all about the quality of it. You're trying to show that you're a top-notch, high quality, high ticket, worth the money, expensive, hard to get organization. You got to show up super proper to get that deal. So
I love Brian Barletta's saying that the microphone and camera is the new suit
for sure.
business. I love that
sure.
because you are absolutely right. It totally speaks to professionalism that I care about you. And conversely, if you've got an AirPod in because you think they look cool on camera and you think they sound good for you, you can't hear yourself. That tells even the people that aren't aware of it that, oh, they don't, and the people that are aware of it, especially, it tells them that you really don't care about me at all. All you care about is you.
Adam's sending some very loud passive-aggressive messaging to you right now. Adam just
my soul is a little crushed. I was just reading reviews of these microphones. And,
oh, no. I saw tears forming in your eyes. I was wondering what was going on.
We have an uphill battle in front of us, people.
Give us some of the information.
This gets to
they love these microphones. They love them
because they don't know any better. But
they love them.
How many actual podcasters like legitimate people wanting to up their, and this gets to the point about the training, the upping the game, all that stuff, and that's what I see. Not just us, but there are a lot of people on missions this year to help improve the quality. And so we're not alone in our frustration with people choosing these crappy mics. But I think the word's going to get out and people are going to realize, hey, maybe I don't need to listen to this 16-year-old that posted this review of this $20 microphone.
Here's the one review that makes me the most upset.
Yes.
So far. Also, I'm not even going to say it. All right. So it says, excellent sound quality, easy to set up, but beware. So I'm like, all right, maybe this person, maybe they know something. I'm Windows 10, and the directions couldn't have been easier to follow. Same goes for the recommended Audacity software for recording audio. So why the warning? I originally installed this mic on my new computer, which is at least 5 years newer than my old computer, and costs twice as much as my last one. Everything about my new computer is better than my last one, including sound output. But guess what? Sound input is horrible compared to my last one. Naturally, I blame the microphone. Insert name brand. I won't ruin them right here.
Yeah.
Wrote back suggesting I try another computer, which I thought was just plain stupid. They were right. Moral, if the mic doesn't produce excellent sound quality, it's probably your machine. So whatever this company has done has convinced a human to not move forward, but to reduce themselves to the past and say, I don't know, the mic's
my
fine.
5-year-old
You need to use it on a machine that's 5 years older than the one you're using right now. Sorry.
That leads to a whole other discussion of the challenges of trying to produce media content on a Windows machine compared to a Mac. Sorry, Adam.
Adam. Well, on that depressing piece of information. But I think we just found a new segment. I think we just found
read Amazon reviews.
Yeah, Amazon reviews of shitty microphones. Yeah. The good and the bad.
The good and the bad.
The questions.
I bet there's some really
questions too. There's some really good questions.
I kind of like the direction that's going.
I'm saying though, that could be really good. Like, imagine how fucking ridiculous like the good reviews are for the Snowball or the Yeti. I love this. I just wish I couldn't hear my neighbor's lawnmower.
All right. Yikes. I love this.
significantly less people bought the microphone that I'm using right now by several zeros.
And how much is a Yeti anyway? Isn't it more than that?
$190? Depends on which one, but I think they're like between $149 and $219.
My favorite part of the Amazon pages are the questions. Customer questions and answers. Question number 1 that has 17 votes. How did you install it onto the microphone stand? These are the people that are buying this mic. That's the other thing.
Super glue. You should answer super glue.
Super glue. Magic. How do I get it attached to the boom arm stand properly? And it can be tough to it can be perplexing to people who aren't used to mic stands. I understand that. But yeah. So anyway, this will be a fun segment to do. We'll find some and be prepared next time.
I can't go deeper into Amazon's reviews right now. The rabbit hole's not all that welcoming.
I was there in the 90s. It was rough.
I know. Good. I didn't want to go there. I don't want to go there.
Would this be a good mic for multiple people sitting around a table?
Any mic is. Come on, let's figure.
Yeah.
It's COVID. Don't sit around a table with one microphone.
As long as you put the little sock on it, you're fine with COVID, right?
As long as you have the foam cover and a windscreen, then
you're all fine. Boy, oh boy. Well, what a year to come. Lots of predictions. Remember this moment, because in 12 months, we're going to look back at this one right here, and we're going to see what happened. Will Joe Rogan be president? It's possible.
Oh, God.
Will Spotify go bankrupt?
Anything could
They've
happen.
been spending a lot of money on buying podcast companies. You know, nobody's too big to fail.
Yeah.
It happens. Look at MySpace.
On that note, I saw a meme the other day that was like, shout out to Tom. All he did was collect his check, teach us a little HTML, and roll out. He didn't try to rule the world or mess everything up. I was like, you know what? You're right. We all did learn a little HTML thanks to Tom.
That's right. Yeah. And we got to put little songs on our pages and stuff.
Yeah, it was lit, honestly.
Yeah.
MySpace.
I miss MySpace.
Now we're in Web 3.
Oh, boy.
Tim
The
barely
metaverse.
speak that language. Discord.
The metaverse.
I'm deep in the metaverse.
I am not. We should talk about
Podcasting find its way to the metaverse?
Ooh, that's our next week's conversation. NFTs,
Yes.
podcasting, the metaverse. What does that look like? Oh,
Shit, dude. That is next week's podcast.
Adam,
That's
you are
awesome.
hilarious.
But we'll have to start
right now.
next week by explaining to the old man what the
How can
metaverse
we
is.
how can
'cause I
we
don't
No
get
one
a
knows.
podcast on the blockchain, and why would it matter? That's not for now. We're not right now. Think about it.
Tune in
I'm
next
gonna
week.
next week. I'm
Tune
gonna eat a
in
bunch
next
of
time.
mushrooms, and I'm gonna be ready for this.
Yeah. Those listening,
Can you send me
that.
some? 'Cause
Do
I'll
that.
probably need them.
and then tell us why and where the podcasting happens in the metaverse, because we'll be there.
Well,
Wherever
I
it
mean,
is.
so here's the thing: you can make music into NFT. So why can't you make a podcast into an NFT?
But who would care?
Right.
Listen,
People
I don't
get
know who's
podcasts
buying
for free.
NFTs now, but let's table this goodness for next week because I'm
Next
excited.
time.
I'm gonna do some research on this. This is gonna be good.
All right, I'm hyped about it. I'm trying to make some NFTs. I'm ready to rock. Let's go.
Look at me coming in hot with topics. Let's go.
Coming hot.
Coming in hot.
2022.
Cool.
All right. On that note,
Going out hot.
nos vemos. Going out hot.